Welcome back to Bike Two Wheel World. Today we are taking a detailed look at a motorcycle that brings together Royal Enfield's unmistakable retro character, modern technology, and the adventurous attitude of a true scrambler. The motorcycle we are talking about is the 2026 Royal Enfield Bear 650. You mentioned the Bear 750, but Royal Enfield's production model is the Bear 650. So this review is based on the current Bear 650 specifications. And if you are searching for a middleweight motorcycle that can handle city streets, highways, winding roads, and occasional unpaved adventures, the Bear 650 deserves a very close look. The Bear 650 is not simply another version of an existing Royal Enfield. It takes the familiar 648cc parallel twin platform and gives it a completely different personality. Instead of focusing on cafe racer styling, cruiser comfort, or traditional roadster proportions, Royal Enfield has created a scrambler with a taller stance, wider handlebars, longer suspension travel, larger front wheel, dual-purpose tires, and a rugged body design. The result is a motorcycle that looks ready to leave the pavement behind, while still retaining the smooth and characterful performance that has made Royal Enfield 650 twin-cylinder motorcycles so popular. At first glance, the Bear 650 immediately communicates its purpose. It has a compact, muscular appearance, a relatively slim central body, a high handlebar, a raised rear section, and a minimalist scrambler-style seat. The design manages to look modern without abandoning the classic Royal Enfield identity. It does not try to imitate a high-tech adventure motorcycle. Instead, it uses simple shapes, exposed mechanical components, a traditional round headlamp profile, and a distinctive fuel tank to create a motorcycle with plenty of personality. One of the most interesting details is the competition number board influence. The Bear 650 takes inspiration from Royal Enfield's off-road racing history, particularly the famous number 249 associated with Eddie Mulder's victory at the Big Bear Run in 1960. That historical connection gives the motorcycle more meaning than simply adding a decorative number plate. It connects the modern scrambler to an important part of Royal Enfield's past and gives the Bear its own visual identity. Move toward the front and the motorcycle has a strong, purposeful stance. The front end is dominated by the round headlamp, while the overall arrangement keeps the appearance clean and uncluttered. The Bear 650 also features LED lighting, including LED indicators and rear lighting, bringing a modern touch to an otherwise classic design. The lighting is practical for everyday riding while also helping the motorcycle look more premium. Below the headlamp, the front suspension becomes one of the most important visual and mechanical features. The Bear 650 uses 43mm upside-down front forks. These are not simply there for appearance. The USD setup provides useful stiffness and suspension control, especially when the motorcycle is pushed through corners or ridden over broken pavement. Royal Enfield gives the Bear approximately 130mm of front-wheel travel, which is useful for absorbing rough surfaces without turning the motorcycle into an extreme off-road machine. The front wheel is another major part of the Bear's scrambler personality. Instead of using matching wheel sizes, Royal Enfield uses a 19-inch front wheel and a 17-inch rear wheel. This combination gives the motorcycle a good balance between road stability and loose surface capability. The larger front wheel can roll over potholes, gravel, small obstacles, and rough terrain more confidently than a typical street-focused setup. The spoked wheels are fitted with chunky dual-purpose MRF tires developed specifically for the Bear 650. Their tread design provides more grip on loose surfaces while remaining suitable for normal road riding. Royal Enfield has also worked to keep the tread blocks relatively close together, helping reduce road noise and improving the motorcycle's behavior on asphalt. That is important because the Bear is not designed as a hardcore enduro. It is a road-focused scrambler that gives you additional freedom when the pavement disappears. From the side, the Bear 650 looks compact, muscular, and mechanical. The fuel tank has a strong classic shape, while the blacked-out engine creates a visual centerpiece. The motorcycle uses a steel tubular double cradle frame, but Royal Enfield has modified the chassis specifically for the Bear. The rear frame section is kicked upward, contributing to the Scrambler silhouette and helping create that lifted, ready-for-adventure appearance. The seat is another important design element. Instead of a two-level touring-style saddle, the Bear uses a flatter bench-style Scrambler seat. This allows the rider to move around more naturally and makes it easier to shift body position when riding on uneven surfaces. The seating position is upright, and the high, wide handlebar gives the rider a commanding position over the motorcycle. That handlebar is not just about style. A wide handlebar gives additional leverage when steering, especially at low speeds or on loose terrain. It also makes the motorcycle feel more relaxed in urban traffic. The riding triangle is designed to work whether you are sitting down for normal road riding or standing briefly on the foot pegs when crossing rough terrain. The rear section continues the minimalist approach. There is no unnecessary bodywork, and the exhaust arrangement is particularly distinctive. The Bear uses a 2-in-1 exhaust system instead of the twin exhaust configuration seen on some other 650 models. This reduces physical size and mass while giving the motorcycle a more purposeful Scrambler appearance. It also helps distinguish the Bear immediately from the Interceptor 650 and Continental GT 650. And then we reach the heart of the motorcycle, the engine. The Bear 650 uses Royal Enfield's proven 648cc parallel twin engine. This is an air and oil-cooled, inline twin-cylinder engine with the 9.5-to-1 compression ratio. It produces approximately 47.4 PS at 7,150 revolutions per minute and 56.5 Nm of torque at 5,150 revolutions per minute according to Royal Enfield's technical specifications. The engine is paired with a 6-speed constant mesh gearbox and a wet multi-plate clutch. Those numbers may not sound extreme compared with modern performance motorcycles, but that is not what the Bear 650 is trying to be. Its strength is the way the engine delivers its performance. The parallel twin has a relaxed, usable character, strong mid-range response, and enough top-end power to make highway riding enjoyable.